I'm Amber.
I'm Toni.
And we are tuned to the moon. Are you though? If you're into spooky shit and the witchy woo-woo, we are your gals. And
Yes.
this week, I am the chair.
Ta-da!
Something told me, you might say it's intuition, something told me it went orange. This is my seasonal pumpkin picking jumper.
Looks good.
Yeah, but I've just blended into the chair.
Your face and head will stand out more.
Yeah, I'm a massive tangerine.
Popping.
By the way, I forgot to ask you last week, what crystal is this?
Carnelian.
So nice. I am
Carnelian.
also blending into the carnelian.
It's beautiful.
It's massive. It's also so heavy.
I know. Should have seen me trying to carry that along with everything else in here.
I know. I thought you were going to start making a speech. It kind of looked like an Oscar or something.
Award.
An award, a big carnelian award.
Yeah.
So what's been going on with you this week? Any woo-woo, any spooky stuff?
What has been happening?
Apart from every day for you.
Yeah, I was going to say that's normal, everyday life. Actually, when I walked out the door this morning, there was a perfectly beautiful white feather lying right in front. And that's obviously
that's a
big sign. Tinier sign.
Because today we're going to talk about signs and synchronicities.
I know. So I thought, that's good.
This week, spookiness for me has been in the form of numbers. I mentioned this last week. I keep seeing them everywhere. And ironically, it's the twos. 222, which, by the way, can we just go on a slight tangent? I got this at a wedding.
Explain this tattoo.
I got this tattoo at a wedding in July.
A wedding?
Yeah.
Like, how crazy is that?
They had a tattoo artist come along. So, like, you know, as the couple are getting their pictures taken.
Yeah.
So
you had that to do.
I
think that's fucking brilliant. That's so good.
Had a tattoo artist, and I don't think you're supposed to get tattoos if you've been drinking.
Yeah.
I don't usually drink a lot, but it was a wedding. We had babysitters. I'd had a few Prosecco's. They're like, that, can you sign? Yes, sign it. Callum, my partner, genuinely was like this next to me. You do know that's your body. That's not going to come off. I was like, it's my wrist. I'm buzzing. I'm child-free. Tattoo.
Let me get my number.
Yeah, so people were just getting like, a lot of people were getting angel wings for, you know, dead relics and things.
Yeah.
You know, get an angel wing with my grand's initial and whatever. And, you know, it's sweet and things. But I was like, can you just put twos on me? Do you know the weirdest thing? The weirdest thing about this, aside from the fact I got a tattoo at a wedding and was cutting about with cling film on my arm on the dance
the rest
floor.
of the night.
Yeah. People had cling film on their calves and stuff.
Oh,
though.
God.
The weirdest bit about it, I was like, just do the number 22. And then she went to tattoo me. And here on her hand, she had 222. And I went, well, that's what I want. And she went, do you want 22 or 222? And I said, no, I was going to ask you for 222, but I thought you would think I was a pure weirdo.
But you've got it.
You've got it. And she was like, yeah, that's my numbers. And I was like, it's mine too. Just do the twos. Do the Film me, Callum. I'm getting a tattoo at a wedding. It's a sign. And so that's the story behind the twos.
Yeah.
And this week, I have seen them everywhere. I see this number all the time.
Yeah, it's always.
Toni knows this.
Yeah.
So whether it's like 22 at night, well, when other time would that be? 22 minutes past 10. Or if it's like 2:22 in the afternoon, I work in radio. So if I look up and I see how long a song has left, quite often it's 2 minutes, 22 seconds.
Yeah.
Ooh, spooky. Or my music log, a certain thing I'll be playing at 22:22. So I'm seeing the twos a lot this week. My car, like miles, was 222.
Yeah.
Which is actually over the mileage that I should have done in the last 18 months, but oh well. And fives.
Fives.
So yes, lots of fives, 555. So see, just from a purely selfish perspective, what do the fives mean?
What does it mean?
Why are the fives coming into my life? Yeah.
Fives are all about changes.
Oh.
So that's like signifying big changes coming your way.
Well, you
Do you know the changes?
Tell me the changes.
Do you know?
No, I don't know the changes.
Do you know what's coming?
No.
I'm not tapping into you.
Do. Look into my eyes. What about the twos, 'cause I see them all the time.
Yeah, so twos are about alignment. So that's kind of the ones you would see that you would, when people see like 1111 and they're like, oh, I'm on the right path. It's actually the twos that mean that.
Oh, so what's 1111 then? Because loads of people see 1111.
I feel like I burst people's bubble when I
Don't. Are you gonna burst the 1111 bubble?
I think I might.
She's gonna do it.
I'm going to do it. Okay, so the ones are more about be careful what you're thinking. So be aware of your thoughts.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So it can be a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It can be like, say, me and you were talking about something and then we look and it's like, oh my God, 111.
It's like you shouldn't be talking to her.
No, then it's like what you were saying. So if we were having a good conversation, it would be like, oh, that's okay, that's good.
Right.
Right. So it's like reassuring you kind of thing that what you said is truth or what you said is going to happen or whatever. But I suppose it can mean, I'm not bursting everybody's 1111 bubble. 111 is my number. You know that. You'll send the twos, I send the ones. So for me, when I see 111, that is one of my signs that I ask for from the universe.
Yep.
So if I see 111, I then have to feel into that and go, right, is that my usual? Everything's okay. Don't worry. You're on the right path. Is it that kind of sign? Or is it, what was I thinking there? Because I need to be careful. I feel into it.
Oh, okay.
So like last week, I feel into my senses. What's that feel like? And then if it's what was I thinking there, if that was a negative thought I was just having, then this is the universe telling me to get a grip and reframe that a wee bit.
This is why you do what you do and I don't, because I gave a colleague some bad advice. He said to me, I'm not really into this stuff, but I keep seeing ones everywhere. And I was like, you're on the right path. It's all good. And now I'm like,
now he's going to be raging.
Go back and be like, you are having bad thoughts.
No, it's just be aware.
Yeah.
So if you're seeing 111 and it can just be that little nudge, because if you're constantly being negative, thinking negatively, feeling negative, you are only going to attract negative things. So it's like a little nudge to go snap yourself out of it.
Okay.
Switch that to positive thinking, because then you're attracting the positive stuff.
Still just doesn't explain why I'm seeing twos and fives, but I guess
but twos are just your number.
That's true, because I will say that. Show me the twos.
Ask for twos. Yeah. So that is your then little like happy moment. Gives you a little bit of hope, and it makes you feel okay. It makes you smile. Makes you send it to me.
Amount of screenshots or pictures I have of just twos.
Twos, I know.
Yeah.
So it gives you something.
Somebody actually phoned my radio show a few weeks ago and said, like, what is it with you and twos? Like, why have you got twos tattooed on you? Why have you got... And I was like, do you know what angel numbers are? And he was like, nah. So I was like, well, you won't get it, but it's just like my number. I like to see the... All right, it's your lucky number. And I'm like, kind of like a lucky number, yeah. But yeah, my birthday's 22 and I've just always seen the twos. But it's funny that he actually asked. He must have been like, I'm sick of this bird posting twos all the time. What does it mean? So yeah.
Numerology is another
episode. It kind of, but it's leading us into the signs and synchronicities.
The angel numbers.
Angel numbers. Yeah. It's a big thing right now as well. People are posting, particularly 1111.
Yeah.
So yes, signs that people see, it can be in the form of numbers. It can be in the form of lots of different things. So let's just dive right in.
Dive in. So for me as well, this is a good way to start tapping in, to start connecting with the universe, God, whatever you believe is there, your loved ones, it can be them as well. So it's kind of like a little game you can have with them, but it's strengthening that connection because you're communicating with them. So it's a really, really good thing to do, and it doesn't need to be that you're sitting like this speaking out loud. You could be driving and in your head you're just like, oh, show me whatever the sign is you want to see and watch for it coming. So it's good for what we were talking about last episode with the connecting, how do I build that connection and strengthen those abilities as well. But I think it's just a really nice way, we were chatting about it earlier, to bring that little bit of comfort or reassurance, wee bit of hope if you're feeling rubbish. It just lifts your mood when you see something that's a sign that you take as a sign? I take everything as a sign. So I'm
You do.
probably not the best person to talk to about
Toni
this.
is actually the kind of person that has made me Google everything to see if it's a sign. Like, I was picking up tickets at the Hydro in Glasgow, and pure grim, but walked into like the multi-story car park, and it was like dusk, and there was like the big industrial bins, and I saw a rat, which I hate rats.
Yeah, shivery.
Sorry, not me opening up Google. Spiritual meaning of seeing a rat. And like spiritual sign. And then I actually saw, where did I see another rat? It was like, I never see rats.
And then you see them
It was
all the time.
but it was somewhere else. And again, the intuition thing that we spoke about in episode 1, I had this feeling. I was like, I'm going to see a rat. And I did. And again, I was like, spiritual meaning of rats. Like, are they going to bring me loads of good fortune? And but that's like Toni basically instilled that in my brain. Like, just always Google it,
Yeah.
and you always say the first thing that comes up
Yeah, because
is
obviously
the message to take. So
many
Yeah.
people now, like you could be on this, like that spiritual meaning of rat and looking for the one that you want
that's
to
me.
be your answer.
That's actually me. I'm like, no. Yeah.
Because there's that many different beliefs and people putting their stuff there. So I just say the first one that pops up
It's for you.
is for you. Try and do it without Google though. Like, just what would that mean for you? So feel into what is that
Sneaky.
animal. Yeah, so it could be that there's a sneaky energy going on around about you, or if that's the first thing that comes in. For me, it's like a perseverance type energy. Like, they will do what they need to do. They'll keep going to get what they want to.
Yeah, that's what freaks me
Yeah.
out about them. I've heard if you corner a rat, it'll jump for you.
I don't
Which
even like them.
That's
Let's
actually such a fear.
steer the chat away from rats,
Okay,
please.
we're going to start seeing them everywhere. You were also saying, though, about when you see numbers
Yeah.
or something. I know very popular signs to look for and see. Robins, feathers.
Yeah.
Again, we touched on this in episode 1, but we're going to dive a bit deeper now. You always say, like, the first person that comes into your head or the first thing,
Yeah.
that's what you take from it. So you're not going, like, if you've got a past loved one and somebody else comes into your head, it's maybe not that loved one, it's maybe another one.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because when you started saying that, it's really, I've got what, 5 quite prominent loved ones who I think I receive messages from all at different times, and I'm never particularly asking. It's just I'll see something and
Yeah.
I'll go, oh, that's gran. Oh,
Yeah.
my gran. And it's
Makes you
from
think
you
of
because
them.
you said the
Yeah.
first person, that's them.
Yeah.
So where does that come from?
I think that's you tapping into that intuition. That's that knowing that it's them. So, I mean, there's different ways that you can do it. I've got quite a few signs that are for specific loved ones.
Mhm.
So, when I first started tapping into all this kind of stuff and opening the door to the spirit world, if you like, it was because my gran passed away.
Bella.
So Bella passed away.
Oh, we've got so many Bella stories. We need to let her in one episode.
Yeah.
You need to just bring her in
Just a
the room
Bella
one day.
episode.
Yeah, an episode on Bella. And she can just take over by sending
Yeah.
you signs.
Messages. So it was obviously her passing that I was like, oh, I want to start learning about this. I want to connect. And the most prominent thing that kept happening at that point, whenever I was at like a development circle, the spiritual church, coming back from, I don't know, doing cards for somebody, whatever was happening, I would always see a fox, right? Now, different roads, different times of the day, there would always be a fox. Now, people will be listening and going, there's foxes everywhere all the time. But this was like 8 years ago as well. They're not as, they weren't as gallus back then as what they are now. Like, I feel like now you see them and they just stand there like,
Oh, they do.
like the way the pigeons do as well. What's that all about? You used to run, chase pigeons,
The
and they'd fly away.
in Glasgow are actually so tough,
I
aren't
know,
they? They're wee
pure game,
neds.
I know.
They are actually neds. They just stand there. You see kids
I
going up
know.
and try and scare them, and they're like that. I'm on then.
They're
Give me a
bold as
chip.
brass. aye.
Aye.
So I feel foxes didn't used to be like that, but
Yeah.
now they are. Anyway, so I would see a fox all the time, And then I got my animal cards and the fox is in them. And on the cards, there's a number, right? Would have been really good if that was the
I was
fox
going to
there.
say, how
Come
good
on,
would that have been?
universe, right? So there's the number. So the fox, and then the number's 25. Bella's birthday, 25th of October. So I was then, maybe in me, thinking, could this be a wee sign from Bella? Because obviously all these things I was going to was me trying to connect with her. I was at the spiritualist church. I wanted messages from her. Yeah. So I'm like, maybe this is her sending me the sign. So I think the first thing I have had was Gabby Bernstein, The Universe Has Your Back. That's a really, really good book, audiobook for people.
I've
About
got that on
connecting
Audible,
with,
actually. I've never listened to it.
It's so good. That's got actually like meditative, I can't say that word properly, meditative practices for you to ask for signs and connect in with the universe. So it's a really good book.
See, well, I remember E Squared by Pam Grout as well. That's another really good one, and it tells you to ask for signs. And I was blown away by the things that happened when I was reading that book. I actually did it twice.
So that's the way I was with this book as well. It's like
I'll
opens you up.
You read E Squared and I'll read The Universe Has Your Back.
Okay, deal. Not for next week though.
No, it's going to take a while. You get 3 kids, I'll give you
2
a year
years.
to read it.
2 years. So while I was reading that book, it was then like you can ask for specific signs from your loved ones rather than just seeing something and thinking, is that a sign? You can specifically say, please send me. So I was like, okay, Bella, if this is you, please send me the fox. I then started adding in by the time I get to work or by the end of the day,
That's
whatever it was.
very similar to Pam Grout's book as well, actually, yeah.
Because I felt like, well, 2 days later is a bit...
Yep.
No, we need a specific. So then obviously I would see the fox and I was like, there's still that bit of doubt, obviously, at the time. Again, it's that humanness coming in or the skepticism side of it that's like, but I knew, I just believed it was her. So then it got to the point that every time I seen a fox, I would just be like, oh, thanks, Bella, or hi, Bella.
And the same with foxes.
Yeah.
It's funny because as soon as you said that, I was like, oh my God, the foxes. That's my gran. But it's because I did the same thing though. I actually said, if it's you, I want to see a fox by because of that book. So I'm now going to read the Gabby one. Yeah. Because this book was saying as well, show me. And it could be like an animal, it could be numbers. And I've done that. I actually did it with a job. I was like, basically, there was a certain decision and I was like, if this is the decision I should make, and I said that, show me a fox by a particular time. And I remember I was gigging, so I'd do some DJ work as well, not as much now because I'm childcare, but I was out gigging and I had put this message out, but spoke it aloud. No, you don't have to, but I'd spoken this aloud and I had written it down. If this is the decision I should make, I will see a fox by X, whatever time, right? So this was the sign I was looking for. And I hadn't realised until reading that book that you really could kind of play the system because everything is energy.
Yep,
everything's whatever it is, like you say, the universe, God, angels, whatever, it is listening and we're all connected, right? So I realised this and put it out there a few times and would see signs. And I thought, this is a decision. I think I know where I want to go with it. Yeah. But I just would like a little bit of confirmation. A sign. And the weirdest thing happened because I was gigging in a bar in Glasgow where I would never have seen a fox, and I don't usually open my Instagram requests. It just randomly I do it on a Wednesday and a Sunday just to try and get through some messages of people say, oh, what colour paint's that on your wall? Where's your toddler's drum kit from? So I just happened to open Instagram, open my request, and this photographer had sent me a picture. I don't know why. It was like a link to his portfolio or something, and it was a close-up photo of a fox's face, and I screenshotted it and sent it to my mum and my partner, and I was like, oh my God, you're not going to believe me because this seems really, really weird, but I've just asked to see this sign and I'm actually shaking.
Yeah.
Because like now I know my decision and it seems clear as day. Now I know, and I know that sounds
And that's
mental,
how you know though, because you
that's-
had that physical feeling.
Yes.
Like your body is reacting to it.
I love the foxes as well. See, because I work till 1 a.m. My show finishes at 1. I drive home. No, I'm not kidding, Tony. Like, I stop the car, put the windows down and chat to them. I usually say, all right, Gran, is it you, Gran? Or like, I know you say don't ask, you should know, so I will. Sometimes too, I'll ask her, I'll just be like, how are you doing? And I will search for scraps. Like I found, that's probably why there's loads in my
I was going to say
estate.
that's why they're hanging
I
about
actually
you.
found my son had like a half-eaten apple in the car. And I was like, oh my God, here you go. And like flung it out. And I was like, enjoy your midnight snack. I like that is, I'm literally thinking
tuned to them in.
Snow White. Yeah. But probably why there is a fox issue in my estate, come and think of it. But they absolutely will see my car coming.
Yeah.
But they stop, like you're saying, they're bold
they're
as
looking
brass.
at you. Yeah.
And I always think that though.
Yeah.
See if there's a group of 3, quite often one will catch your eye and just stare at you. And I'm like, hey, Gran.
Yeah. You just
That's
know.
you. How funny. And it's the foxes, but it doesn't always need to be a fox. It could be.
No, it could be anything.
I remember when Callum's gran passed away and it was constant. We were seeing this black and white cat everywhere. I remember sending you pictures. Cats never come onto my windowsill. And we got home one day and it was just sitting at the windowsill, but like staring at us. And I was like, this is your gran. And he was like,
Was there not more to that? Am I going to get mixed up here and this is somebody else?
Don't
Did
know.
I not say something about like Postman Pat?
yeah,
And the cat
that's
was
right.
called Jess.
Did
that
aye.
not connect?
That
some way
connected
with
to you.
his
So
gran?
she spoiled my ending.
God,
No, it's
sorry.
fine. See, she's so intuitive.
I knew.
That basically did happen. So it was, I can't even remember, but we were seeing this cat a lot and
Yeah.
I'd sent it to you. And then, you said something about, and I can't remember if it was no, you said, is it like the cat in Postman Pat or something? And
Yeah.
the cat in Postman Pat is called Jess and his grandma's called Jessie. But his mum was a bit sceptical. So his mum was like, she
Yeah, I
didn't like
remember.
cats. She didn't like cats.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know, but like she's now an energy. It's not, there's
Yeah.
no like and
Human
dislike.
form is gone.
Human form
Yeah.
is gone. This was a sign.
Yeah.
And we don't see it anymore, but it was very much prominent in the kind of weeks and months after she passed.
That grief.
And see, interestingly though as well, just sticking with her at the moment, I'm sure it was either her, she said, or Callum's mum had said to her, like, either, when I pass or when you pass, I think she had said, I'll show up as a lump of thread, because she used to be, she was like a seamstress.
Okay.
And I'm not kidding, again, in the weeks passing,
Yeah.
and I used to take photos of them, I would find clumps of thread everywhere and say, Callum, that's your gran. And he'd be like, what? But like, how does that even happen?
I
How do
know.
you, or are you just very hyper aware?
I know. And it can, again, it's that awareness is there that you are then noticing things that you wouldn't normally notice, but it's still a sign.
So if you are maybe looking for signs from somebody, would you suggest to just bear all and ask?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the biggest things I've learned through working with the light and also hearing other people's perspective on things, they are all there to help us. They're all there to assist us, guide us. That's what they're there for now. That's essentially their job when you leave your human body, is to then be a guide for those that are still here. But they cannot step in and assist unless you ask. Kyle Gray's really big with that. You heard of him?
Yeah,
The angel whisperer, Scottish guy. So it's mostly angels, obviously, he worked with, but he did do quite a lot of that. Like, he's just brought a book out, actually, I think it's up there. Yeah, Angels Are With You Now. That's a new book from this year, and it's all about that. Like,
Plug for Kyle Gray.
yeah. It's all about you need to ask them to step in and help you. So it's the same with the signs. When people are like constantly like praying or why is things not getting better, and you have to ask them for that support.
So just total like novice rookie mode here. Like if you're really unsure, where would you start? What would you start like saying or doing if somebody right now is like, okay, I really want something to change, or I want to connect with somebody, or just know I've got a loved one here, without, you know, maybe doing the kind of first episode we touched on, doing a lot of meditation and trying to get into the psychic side of things. But if you're just maybe looking for that real reassurance and a sign and you feel you're never getting it, what would you start by saying or doing?
Simple, just that. Say it's me speaking to Bella. Bella, please send me a orange by the end of today.
I'm here.
Right. So I've had that. And this can be in your head. This can be out loud. If you want to, you said you were writing it down at one point.
Yeah, that I wrote that. I spoke it out loud and I wrote down, I will see a fox by, I think it was like midnight on blah, blah, blah.
So that's
February.
you doing that because you believe then there's more, like it's more tangible if you're writing it as well as saying it out loud and thinking it, right? That's just our skepticism again. You can just be saying it in your head.
Just say it,
Yeah, but whatever way you feel you need to do it, you do it. And then like that, you could say, right, well, there's orange everywhere, but I was thinking about an actual orange. So then something will happen, like, I don't know, maybe I'm walking by a shop I go by all the time, but there's a fruit stand outside today that's never normally there, and there's apples and oranges, and
or like a book with an orange on the front cover, or something.
Or the first thing you go into your phone and there's an illustration with a big
see, that was the thing
it.
for me. Like I fully expected a physical fox. But when I opened that message and I was like, oh my God, there's the fox. Like there's a reason I opened that message.
They will bring it in so many different ways. So that's how simple it is. Like I've even done that with people. I've been like one-to-ones or they come in for a reading or something, and I'm like, right, so because that's the first thing people ask, but what do I say? And a lot of the books that are out there will say, they'll give you a specific like what's that called?
Like a phrase or a
like script to use. Whereas I'm like, no, they don't work like that. Like, but again, it's just for your brain to make it more believable. But I'll be saying, like, say you leave here and you ask to see a red ball. Like, I'm just using that as an example. This person, they have to pick their own thing. And then they'll text me when they leave or when they get home or whatever and be like, guess what, the guy, there was boys playing football outside, and guess what it was that they were kicking about? A red ball as soon as I left here. Like, so they're hearing me even saying that to the person and delivering it straight away. Doesn't even have to be coming from them. Do you get me? They are on point. They're right there waiting to just throw this stuff at you.
It's quite fun because I forgot to put my phone in Do Not Disturb. It's quite fun because you can actually play with the universe. You can actually play with your kind of signs, what's for you.
That's what Kyle Gray says. It's like a game you're playing with the angels.
It's a bit of a game. I think that's probably a really nice way to start getting into it, if that's what you're looking to do. Because you perhaps don't want to be a medium. You might not want to connect. You might be, I think we were talking about that, fear comes into quite a lot. You might not want to see things or hear things, but see just that confirmation that loved ones are nearby. Whether that is through your kind of traditional feathers. Robins, like I always think when I see a robin, I'm always like, oh my God, that's my Gran Ray, like every single time. Or like, again, it was without thinking. We were clearing out my grandpa's house and there were 4 of us in the house. And we just saw a robin sitting in his back garden and we were like, oh, there he is. And it was just, but all of us were just very much like, it wasn't a big deal. We were like, oh, he's there, Grandpa. Oh, sure, you kept this one quiet. Look at this. And your whiskey miniatures. And just, it was very much, oh my God, he's here. And I think those signs are more common. As in, you know, people
see them.
But that's very interesting that you're saying it can be anything.
Choose something that is so random that you think you're never like try and trick them.
Yeah, maybe quite unusual. And that's just a little bit of confirmation and guidance
for you.
And then what if maybe like, so I know you were saying earlier, don't Google things as such, right? But what if you say, just for example, you're seeing 888 everywhere. I keep seeing 8s or 88 or whatever,
Yeah.
you're seeing it all the time, and you maybe are quite new to it. I mean, I've been
you can
tapping in and out
Google
for
that,
years,
yeah.
but I couldn't tell you what 888
Yeah.
means. So if you then Google that, you just take the first meaning, and that could be your first step if you're starting to see.
It's just a little. Well, that's the way I done it. It's just that there's so much of it online now, but it is the way that you need to do it. So like you could just type in like 888 spiritual meaning or 888 numerology, 888 angel number, and then it'll. I use the same site for the numerology stuff because there is that many like out there that you just look at it and it's just a message. It's not actually anything to do with the numerology and the energy behind the numbers. But again, it's just whatever you're meant to see or hear will come up first.
And do you feel like some people maybe get caught up in the whole send me a sign and they're not being specific?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Like I say, I tend to see signs in everything, or I can find a sign in everything, and that can be quite damaging, I suppose, as well. Like, you can be looking for things too much from them. But then it comes back to the feeling.
There's maybe nothing bad with being like hopeful or optimistic or hoping that that's...
No, I know it's a hit or a miss, because some will say it's like, especially with the grief side of things, maybe if you're using that to like avoid the grief and dealing with the loss, like it's like an attachment kind of thing that you're focusing on. Do
you find a lot of people, well, I imagine you do, a lot of people come to you for a reading to connect with one person specifically and are only looking for...
Oh yeah, definitely.
Almost like you're a telephone line.
Yeah. Telephone to heaven,
yeah, telephone Toni.
Yeah.
But does it ever happen that they'll come for a reading and it's not that person that comes through?
Yeah.
And then do they get disappointed?
Yeah, there's a lot. That's why I stopped it for a while, because there was a lot of that expectation that it's going to be a certain way. It's a lot of proving. Like, you've got to prove yourself a lot.
Why? I know we're totally just diverting off of signs for a minute, but just while it's in my head, why sometimes do those spirits that we want to come through not come through?
All different reasons. The main one I've found is that the person that's there for the reading is blocking it, and it can be that they're that desperate for it. Desperation is not a nice energy. That's a negative energy.
Okay.
It's a heavy, dense energy. So when you're so desperate for that, they're going to find that difficult to come into that space and match that energy, because they're such a high vibrational, loving energy. It's very hard for them to come down to a low vibrational energy. And we are low vibrational as humans, so it's already hard enough for them to kind of get in a strong sense.
That's also hard if you're grieving.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially, you know, if you just want to hear from one particular loved one and you're really grieving their loss, that's difficult to come out of that desperate state. So, I mean, no wonder you felt the pressure, because that's a lot.
Yeah,
but then is that maybe a way that you can... Would that energy affect signs and synchronicities?
No, so that's when I'll then open up and say, like,
that's good.
This is, try just asking for the signs yourself, because they can connect with you without a medium being there.
Mm-hmm.
You get the specifics from a medium or the messages, but you can get that connection from them on your own by asking for a sign.
What do you think then it means in terms of if you're looking for an answer and you say... Let's just use my example. Let's just say if the answer's yes, show me a fox. If the answer's no, I don't want to see one, or whatever. What do you think we already know the answer?
Absolutely.
And we just want confirmation? Or
absolutely.
Yeah. So, but why then would I have seen that fox? Like, how would that have I...
You want
another
the
episode,
from me.
have I manifested it? Which we will talk about in another episode. Or is it just coincidence? Is coincidence even a thing?
I don't believe coincidence is a thing.
Okay, well...
Don't believe in coincidence at all. That's the whole synchronicity.
Synchronicities are the coincidence.
Yeah, that's nothing is a coincidence, I believe. But
so what is it then?
It is either, if you're asking specifically to come from your gran because it's the fox, then it's her giving you that little nudge and that reassurance, or it's your higher self sending you what you need. Because you already know, right, that job is for me or not for me, whatever way you were going. So it's for me, show me the fox, then they'll send it. It's just all energy. Doesn't matter where it's coming from. But you can get that comfort if you think it's coming from a specific. So I'll have like the 111 is just my sign from the universe. That was from reading Gabby's book. That's the one I asked for. My fox is from Bella. Then there'll be random things that I see. So when you said there, if people are seeing like 888 on repeat or the rat, when you kept seeing the rat, that's when you do go, right, why am I seeing this continuously? I don't normally see this. I might see it every day but don't notice it, but now I'm seeing it on repeat. Like one of my friends texted me twice in the past 2 weeks maybe that she's seen a badger. Now that is not something that you see
so uncommon
everywhere.
No,
So she's like,
I've only ever seen one when we were lost in the woods at night.
no, this is her just, she's in Cumbernauld, this is her just driving home from work at night, I think.
Cumbernauld badgers. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Neither did I. I was in Gran Canaria and she's like, I'm so sorry to bother you on your holiday, but I've just seen a badger. What does it mean? But then it was like 3 days later, she saw another badger in a completely different place. So I'm like, right, well, that's confirmation for you that that is the message. I don't want to go into her message.
No, of course, but that's
unusual.
Unusual, yeah. That's like somebody who's desperate. Like, look, I am here. I'm actually coming in the form of an armadillo in Glasgow. An animal armadillo, not the SEC armadillo.
No, not the SEC. No.
But like just coming in the form of something so unusual is probably a good way to.
Yeah.
Let's all ask for if we start seeing badgers everywhere, we'll know badgers. That everybody listening has been asking to see badgers. Yeah. It'll be all over the news. There's badgers all over Scotland.
Badgers are taking over.
It's the badgers world. We are just living in it. That's so good to know though that you can.
Yeah, it can be random stuff. It doesn't need to be animals. It doesn't need to be numbers.
What about this one? Right. It's just came into my head. So my gran, when she was living, she had 2 brothers that had passed, and we thought this was a joke, right? We were like, this is not a real thing. But her microwave used to beep. So if it beeped once, sorry Gran if I've got this wrong, right? But if it beeped once, she'd go, morning Davy. It beeped twice, she'd go, hi Harry. Right? All the time. Beep, 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 just randomly. Like nobody was pressing it.
Yeah.
Nobody in human form was pressing it. Beep, beep. Right, Harry, night, Harry. Beep, night, Davy. And she would just shout it through, right? So I just grew up with this kind of.
It was normal.
I just knew it was Davy and Harry. They spoke to her through the microwave. I am not kidding when I tell you, when my gran passed, the microwave stopped. Not only beeping, stopped working. Grandad got a new microwave. Explain that. Like that is that a sign? How did she know? Do you think she maybe? Because as far as I'm aware, she didn't ask for it. So maybe she's
just felt it.
Felt it and been like, oh, all right, Davy, and then it's beeped twice one day and she's going, oh, that's Harry. How? It then stopped working.
Because they were there, that was them there to bring her comfort and guide her. So when she then passed, there's no need for it anymore.
The microwave brothers?
They're gone.
I'd like her to come through my microwave. Please, Gran, can you start beeping my microwave? Then I'll know it's you.
Callum will be like, shut that thing.
I know. Shut it away. He's already put it in a cupboard because it's not aesthetic, so that's another thing.
No, well, it can't work then, can it? She can't just, it's not even plugged in.
But see, that is a totally different sign because that's not animal.
Sound is big.
Is it? So what about like music then if you hear a song?
That's it. And how big is that? That's massive. Like you'll hear people like, oh, that was their funeral song, so it makes me think about them, or they really loved that song. But it can be that they are communicating that way, electricity. That's why sound
my lights
is so big.
Flicker.
Because it's energy.
The lights in my living room flicker all the time.
I'd say that's their easiest way probably to get through.
Energy?
Yeah, because it's energy.
So is that another thing you would put out and say, like, not if it's you, but can you show me a sign by dimming the lights? Or is it just something that would happen and you would use that instinct and intuition to know it's...
I mean, I've not done that myself and asked that way, but maybe if like a light was already flickering, I'd be like, right, Gran, is that you? And then if it continued, yeah. If it stopped, no. Right, okay, so who is it? And then go through the list.
through them all.
I've never actually said, can you make this light flicker if that's you? So somebody could try that.
Yeah, try that. Let us know if it works. And songs.
Songs they're really, really big for people.
Somebody who maybe wasn't a believer as such would say that song was going to play anyway.
Yeah.
You can say that song's for you or say that song's for a loved one, but in actual fact, you know it was going to play regardless. How do you deal with that? Like if you're looking for that sign, does it matter if it was going to play anyway? Because if that's for you, it's for you.
No, that's your belief again. It's then are you going to allow other people's judgment or opinions to block you from receiving
so many
that?
times, and it can be a grandparent's favourite song, whether it was like Neil Diamond, Elvis, a song that you just wouldn't hear a lot, and then you go into a shop and it's on, and you've been thinking about them,
you've been upset about it.
This is me just being too,
I know, you're like
rational, but like how has that happened? Who's
know.
put that on?
They just send it.
But
music's a good one. I do this if I'm maybe in a place where I'm struggling a wee bit or kind of not knowing which direction to go in. I told you before, my meditation practice used to be in the car, so I tend to be quite silent in the car. But if I'm struggling, I'll put music on, and just whatever song is on, I'll listen to the lyrics. Like, you know, that way you're listening to a song, but you're not paying attention.
I love a lyric.
I'll listen to the lyrics and I'm like, what do I need to hear? Or I'll put on a playlist that I've got, or a random playlist that's on Spotify and do shuffle, so that just whatever song comes on
Don't
is
you
what
wish
I need
your
to
girlfriend was? You're like, yes, I'm hot.
No, it's good. Just let it play that way, and it does give you guidance.
Yeah, I like doing that with lyrics, actually, just listening.
Messages.
And sometimes you then realise, oh man, that singer's been through some shit. They've just put a pure good beat behind it.
A pure dampener on my day now.
Yeah, but it's songs are a big one.
Massive.
When they come on, and it's also like you're saying, the kind of funeral, and you know, you link it, but it's also like the happy
it can be positive
songs and stuff. So is that another one? You can just ask for anything.
Say, you can ask for anything.
What if you don't see it or hear it? Is that yourself blocking it?
It can be. Most of the time it probably is, because of that doubt that's there. Or you're just not looking, you're not aware. So you're expecting it like that this morning for the feather to drop down right in front of me, slap me in the face. But it might not happen that way. It might happen the way it happened for you, where it's like, oh, I'm just on Instagram and what's this in my folder? Oh, you weren't thinking about it then, but it came. So
even if it's not like a physical fox, a physical orange, it's there.
You might see FOX on a registration plate.
So you just have to be open.
Have to be open to receiving it. That's the biggest thing. If you are asking for all this, but you're not open to receiving, they can't get it in. They can't send it to you because you're not open to receiving it.
I wonder if we got like some people, if you try it like at home.
Yeah, please try.
Try this week, ask, and then we'll come back if you message us on Instagram and we can see what signs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, voice notes.
Whether you got them, whether you didn't.
Messages, did you get signs? Yeah, what did you
ask for? And did you get it? And it might be it's the next day. That's okay. It's just because you've not been specific with when is it going to happen.
I'm excited to see the signs and what's come through. I've actually got some messages which I'm feeling like Ask the Psychic. Toni is quite a good one, because I've got some messages that have come through Instagram. So a girl called Rachel says, is it skeptical or sceptical? I never know.
I say skeptical, but
skeptical?
Maybe it's skeptical.
What do you say? Skeptical or sceptical?
I say skeptical.
Yeah, skeptical.
I was skeptical, says Rachel. When my granddad passed, I went to a psychic and he came through. He was old, he had dementia, and he died of a broken heart. He died on a Tuesday. All his organs had failed. They said he wouldn't make it through the weekend. Blah, blah, blah. She says, I'm sorry, I'm not saying blah, blah. It's just a long message, Rachel, right? So she says, we were all there at the hospital and he came through and thanked me for not putting his mask back on because he was ready to go and he could see other family members in spirit. How would that come through as a medium? Basically, she's asking you, like, how would you see, how would this medium, this psychic that she went to see, have
That
known
message.
to say thank you, known that message? Because she said the only people that knew were
People
me.
yeah. So that's when it goes into all those different psychic senses. I don't know how that specific medium was working.
So you've all got different ways.
Yeah, but if that was me that was passing on that message, it would be thoughts in my head. I would just know what to say. Like, I don't see them. I wouldn't see that playing out. Some people might see him in the hospital bed and that, like a cinema, like a film, that she's not putting it on him and it plays out that way for them in images. Some people would hear him saying thank you, tell her thank you. For me, it's just, I just open my mouth and things come out.
And nobody, see, I love that you can do that because nobody questions it because you're so sure, like, you know. Although you question
apart from I
yourself.
question it, yeah.
You do, because you did that with
Because then I'm like, oh, is that just my thoughts?
You
Why
did
am I
that with
saying
my
that?
auntie.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because we're friends, you
Yeah.
knew my auntie Alison had passed from breast cancer.
Yeah.
And you were saying to me, like, basically she was coming through, I was in for a reading with Toni, and you were saying, you were basically frustrated because you were like, it's annoying because I can feel like it's like a heart attack, but you were like, but I know it was breast cancer, so I'm annoyed because and I was like, no, she did die, she had a heart attack.
I had breast cancer, but yeah.
But she had a heart attack.
Died of a heart attack. Yeah.
So
It's hard for the medium unless they are like physically
You were
right there
doubting
in front of you, able to tell you something, and it's that clear you doubt it because this could be my own thoughts. This could be me just making shit up.
do you think some mediums see people in front of them telling them messages?
Oh, they do. I know they do. Yeah, that's the way Jim Clark, my mentor, worked. Like he could just see someone in the room like us now.
Part of me is like, that's spooky and freaky, and that's the part of me that's blocking it. But another part of me is like, that would be so cool.
Yeah, I know.
That would be so cool to be like, wait a minute, there's your gran, and you come.
A lot of people ask not to.
Yeah.
Like, they will kind of shut that part down themselves because they're like, I don't want to be scared or frightened, and then they're respectful enough that they will not show up that way.
If I've ever heard, even if it's just something that, you know, you hear a noise in the house, I have spoken that out loud before and said, like, don't. If anyone's around, like loved ones, I don't want to see. So I think they're very well aware that they know that would freak me out.
They want to connect with you. They want to work with you. So they're going to try and do it in the most gentle way possible for you.
I think this one as well is intuition. Alana says, a psychic told me she could see a baby girl coming into my life. Before that happens, I walk through a black door with the number 6 on it. She says, a week later, my pregnant best friend moved into her new house. Front door was black and it was house number 6. She also found out that she was having a baby girl. The same psychic predicted my baby boy before I was even pregnant. That's amazing, but what do we think about pregnancy predictions?
What do you mean?
Like, I think it can be a bit... Like, could that not be a bit damaging if people were clinging on to hope?
Oh, I know. I tend not to, it's something I tend not to say.
But I guess what this psychic said, a baby girl is coming into your life. It doesn't mean
it's not you specifically.
It doesn't mean it's you in particular. But the number 6, the door, is that just intuition? That's something she's seen or they've seen?
So a lot of it can be that it's you on a psychic level, you're reading energy. And then the difference with the mediumship stuff is it's coming from spirit. That's the difference between psychic medium. A medium's connecting with spirit to receive information. Mm-hmm. A psychic is reading energy.
I'm trying to pick one more here because I've got loads on Instagram. Let's just go with this one from Sarah. She said, I paid for an online reading. You do online, like email?
Yeah.
Well. She said that June was highlighted for conception or birth. I would have a baby boy and I had to look for a tortoise. Oh, a sign. She said, I ended up conceiving in November. My due date was August. However, I thought she was just naff because she had said June was conception. Yeah. Fast forward to June. Oh my God. I gave birth 10 weeks early to a baby boy. The first nurse in the NICU that I spoke to had a tortoise on her name tag.
See?
When I think about how accurate, that's crazy. Oh my God.
Who knew? And that's it. You don't know until it happens. Yeah, so she's automatically like, that's a lot of shite, it's August, it's whatever.
She's just doubting
No.
it. She's like psychic said, I'm glad baby's
Yeah,
all right and all good, but
healthy.
that's crazy. So look for signs, and basically if you're playing with the universe and you get some confirmation or some signs through, or you've asked to see signs, would you say like a 24-hour window's good? Or
Yeah, just be specific with when you want to actually see the sign.
be specific and let us know at Tune to the Moon Pod on Instagram. Give us a little message, tell us your story, message or voice note, and we'll share them next week because I'm excited. I'm going to try it too when I go home.
Yeah, give something. And here's a sign. I know that it is a mouse, but there's no rat in this deck, so that's the closest thing to
Am I
what they called vermin.
Stop, does that mean I'm vermin?
No, it's your sign. We're talking about rats, and then they're giving us a little...
A wee nudge.
A wee nudge.
So what does the mouse card mean? Tony's doing a little card reading, basically a collective reading for us all every episode. So what's this week's reading saying?
Okay, so with the mouse, this is going to be different for every listener, but take what you can from it. There is something that you need to be really thorough with. So if you're signing paperwork, contracts, mortgage, anything like that, please check the fine print. Is that right? It's like be really like scrutinise. That's the word that's coming through. You need to scrutinise something. So if there's anything being signed or a decision that you're making, a big choice that you need to make, be certain that everything is the way that it's meant to be, because there's something not right about it. It's not that it's bad, it's just not what you're signing up for, and you can catch it before you sign up for it and get it sorted. So scrutinise whatever you're about to sign. Yeah, that's important. Wow. Otherwise you're going to get yourself into something you don't want to be in.
What if you're not signing something? What's the mouse for you? Just basically pay attention?
Pay attention, yeah. You need to pay attention. So something's like not quite as it seems. So open your eyes kind of thing. It's like blinkers are on a wee bit. Yeah, pay attention.
I'm sure people can take a lot from that.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
Be able to take it in somewhere.
That wee mouse.
The wee mouse.
I love your little card.
Silent mouse.
It's probably maybe my favourite part of the episode. Apart from actually getting time to sit in our cosy little studio and
so
chat
nice.
with no kids.
Yeah, no children.
And Toni and I are so bad at replying. We'll reply like 3 days. In fact, the team here at the studio will be hating us. Replying.
Yeah.
But like we'll send voice notes and then reply 3 days later. So it's nice to just get to actually chat all things spooky.
And doing it, I know.
If you want to get in touch, it's Tune to the Moon Pod on Instagram, and we're approaching Halloween as well. We'll have lots to be chatting about.
Yeah, so spooky episodes.
I'm excited for spooky episodes, and again, apart from signs and synchronicities, if you've got any spooky stories, keep them coming.
Send them in.
Yeah. Thank you once again for joining us in our little cozy crystal moon cosmic den. My new favourite place.
See you next week.
See you next week.